like going to pick up what I didn't pick up before. British long stemmed purple sprouting broccoli. That looks interesting. I might get some of that. Hi vlog. Welcome to my shopping. I know I just like jumped into this, but yeah, so this whole part is probably going to be a little bit bitty and piecey whilst I'm just shopping, and I'm just picking up some stuff for the meal. And yeah, some clips you'll see from Tesco and some you'll see from Aldi.
I wanna get away, but I could use some company. If you're alone like me, we could go on a trip. Girl, I wanna see the sun, dive into the deep ocean, dance with you all night long, move as you swing your hips. Let's take a break from the stress and the hate. Feel the loving, feel the rhythm, singing oh na na, oh na na. I wanna go where the birds fly low, feel my heartbeat, feel the music.
Good morning, people. Okay, so I'm gonna start preparing some food. I'm gonna start with the lamb because I'm gonna do that slow roast, and I don't even know where I finished up. I think I was in the supermarket yesterday. I don't know, but anyway, this tap is dripping. Stop. Okay, so I'm probably going to speed through a lot of this, so like, you know, just kind of follow me. I'll stop at different points, you know, but yeah, I'm trying to do quite a few things today, so I don't want to like spend too much time, but I'll show you what I'm using. And I am not a professional chef, by the way, because I know there'll be people like, you shouldn't do that, shouldn't do that, but you know, everyone does it how they do it. Okay, so I'm going to get this going, and yeah, watch me. Okay guys, would you believe that I actually, whilst I'm editing, I realized that I've lost or deleted the entire clip of me cleaning and seasoning this lamb. Okay, so this lamb shoulder, half shoulder that I have here, I seasoned it with some of the things that you can see here anyway. Worcester sauce, some adobo, some chili powder, some garlic, some rosemary, some black pepper. That's pretty much all I used to season it. Okay, so you've seen me season the lamb, clean and season the lamb. And now I'm actually going to leave that lamb to come to room temperature before I put it in the oven. I'm going to set the oven for 200 degrees Celsius. Ideally you would season the lamb overnight, but I couldn't bother yesterday, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna use a roaster like this. A deeper one would probably be better, but I have to just use what I've got. Into there I'm gonna add a little bit of, just a tiny bit of oil. I'm also gonna add some rosemary and some more rosemary because I put some garlic and rosemary. If you saw that there, I was like, if you have a pestle mortar to crush up the rosemary and the garlic together, do that, or a garlic mincer or something like that. But anyway, I don't have one of those. I'm gonna wash and chuck a couple of unpeeled garlic into the roaster as well, so just make sure that they're washed, but I don't want to peel them. And I'm going to cut up some shallots and an onion. Love shallots because they just have a much sweeter taste than regular onion, and you can also use red onion for this as well. This is kind of going a little bit offish, so I'm going to just cut up some of that and leave that in there. And that was left over, a little piece of yellow onion as well, yellow pepper as well. So I'm just going to cut all of that up, put it in there, and then once the oven's heated and that has sat for another 10 minutes or so, then I'm just going to chuck it in the oven full whack for 20 minutes, and then I'm going to turn it right down and leave it to slow roast for about 4 hours. So let's go.
I wanna get away, but I could use some company.
Okay, so make sure, can you see? make sure everything is washed. Actually, I'm going to use a little bit of, you can use olive oil, but I'm going to use some rapeseed oil. Just a little, because the lamb is going to have its own fat, so you don't need to overdo it. But I like to do that just so that things at the bottom just don't stick. We're going to cut the onions up like quite thick and get them in. So
if you're alone like me, we could go on a trip. Girl, I wanna see the sun, dive into the deep ocean, dance with you all night long, move as you swing your hips. Let's take a break from the stress and the hate. Feel the loving, feel the rhythm, singing oh na na, oh na na. I wanna go where the birds fly low, feel my heartbeat, feel the music, singing oh na na.
Just gonna get our lamb here. I'm just gonna put the lamb on top like this. Try to hide those because I'm gonna turn the fire up quite high, and what I don't want is the veg to burn right now. So all of the chopped up garlic I'm going to put in because I need that. One there. Garlic may burn, so I might take it off the top actually. Yeah, just don't waste that rosemary and garlic, you know. And I'm just going to put that in the oven, like I said, for 20 minutes before I take it out and cover it up for the slow roast. Let me get that rosemary under the bottom. Okay. Okay, so no, it's not cooked, but we've kind of sealed it now, and so I'm going to, I actually just also did drop a little bit of balsamic vinegar into the water, but now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cover it with some foil. I'm going to put 2 pieces, I think. Okay, so covered in foil, and it's going to go back in the oven. I'm going to turn the oven down to 150, and it's going to stay in there for about 4 hours, and the time is now about 12:30, but I'm going to start cooking the other bits halfway through the cooking of this so that everything's prepared at the same time. So yeah, we'll check back a bit later.
Get away, but I could use some company. If you're alone like me, we could go on a trip. Girl, I wanna see the sun, dive into the deep ocean, dance with you all night long, move as you swing your hips. Let's take a break from the stress and the hate. Feel the loving, feel the rhythm, singing oh na na, oh na na. I wanna go where the birds fly low, feel my heartbeat, feel the music, singing oh na 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 na. I can take you anywhere you want, if you come with me tonight. I can show you things you've never seen, if you come with me tonight. Say the words and I'll make it happen, where do you wanna go? I can take you anywhere you want, if you come with me tonight. Life is so bittersweet, let me put your mind at ease. Trust me, I'll take the lead, cause I wanna ride with you. Just give in to the fire, cause I'ma take you higher. You're my only desire, yeah. Let's take a break from the stress and the hate. Feel the loving, feel the rhythm, singing oh na na, oh na na. I wanna go where the birds fly low, feel my heartbeat, feel the music, singing oh na 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 na. I can take you anywhere you want, if you come with me tonight. I can show you things you've never seen, if you come with me tonight. Say
Okay, so I've finally taken the lamb out of the oven, and I'm gonna use the onions and stuff here to make the gravy. It looks really good. It is so tender. I will show you a bit later, but it definitely is falling off the bone. It's been in there for about 4.5 hours now, so you know it's well cooked. Okay, so I'm just gonna start preparing the gravy and the vegetables to go with it, and I'm going to try to make some mac and cheese. So I'll see you guys in a bit.
Dressed to impress, no stress, though they're waiting. I keep them waiting. Makeup on fleek, high heels, ripped jeans, they're all waiting. I'm on my way. Looking in the mirror at myself like who that? Swag on 1,000 and my girls got my back. We just won the party, call me tequila shawty.
I'm tired. Okay, so you've seen me do I've taken the lamb out, done the gravy. I have done the prepared the vegetables and put them in the oven, and they'll probably take about half an hour to about 40 minutes. Let's say 40 minutes on temperature 150. Yeah, I'm gonna put it on about 150. My hair's all over the place. I was filming another video, that's why I look like this. I look completely different from earlier, but we move. So I'm going to quickly do the mac and cheese. First of all, I'm just going to put on a big pot to boil. Water. Big pot. I'm going to put it on the highest heat so that I can hurry up. Just going to use this grinder. It takes long, but because a big pot, so you need a fair amount of salt. It actually takes longer for the water to come to the boil when you add the salt in early, but whatever. I'm going to be using fusilli to do my macaroni cheese. It's actually quite hard to get hold of this hair. It's actually quite hard to get hold of the actual macaroni here, but I don't mind it with fusilli. There's a few pasta shapes that I don't like when I'm making macaroni cheese, but fusilli is fine. Need another pat. Please don't cuss my pots. I need new pots. The gravy is done. I'm actually going to strain it so that it doesn't have all of the onions and all of that stuff like in there. You can keep it in there, but you know, I'm gonna put it through like a sieve or something. Right, into this pot here, I'm gonna add some butter. I've got La Pack, and this one's slightly salted. You've got to be mindful of when you're cooking and using salt. That's why I don't tend to add salt neat. If I use seasoning salts and things like that, then I definitely won't be adding like salt neat. And some plain flour just to make like a roux. So I always eyeball everything, so I apologize if this is not helpful in terms of exact measurements. I'm also going to be using some milk, some lactose-free milk, but you can use any milk that you like. So let's see how much we're gonna do. I don't want to make a massive mac and cheese, to be fair, today. So I'm gonna use, let's get me knife. Let's see. Is that about 25? That's a fair amount, actually. Okay, so then I'm gonna use about 2 tablespoons of flour. For that, I'm actually gonna put a little bit of minced garlic. I can't bother to cut it, so I'm just gonna use my regular schmegular minced chopped already garlic and just let that fry off. So that 1 teaspoon is equivalent to like 1 clove of garlic, the flavor to the butter. When you're adding the milk, make sure it's warm. Probably about 900 mils. There you go. And I'm gonna, this is plastic so it can go in the microwave. So I'm actually going to warm it up in the microwave. So, like I said, 2 tablespoons of flour. It's about 1.5 tablespoons for now. Let's see. I'm gonna mix it up. Okay. I don't know if you can see. That's what it looks like. It doesn't look great, but that's basically the roux that's going to help to thicken up the milk. The type of cheese that I'm going to be using today, I'm going to be using some red Leicester. So that's some British red Leicester, and it's got that nice orange color, and it's got a nice flavor. And then I'm just going to be using some British medium cheddar cheese as well. So just those two. I'm not going to be going over the top today with the types of cheeses I'm using. Sometimes, you know, if I have mozzarella, then I might use a bit of mozzarella. But yeah, I'm not going overboard. So I've got the milk now, so I'm just literally going to add that in little by little. I don't want to cause too much mess. Little by little. And you have to be mindful about this sauce because it will get lumpy, so you don't really want to stop mixing it. There we are. So it's got quite a lot of thickness to it already, but I am going to keep it on the heat for another 10 to 15 minutes or so, just to make sure that that flour is cooked out. And that I'm going to take out soon because I don't like my pasta to be really soggy. So I'm going to take the pasta, I'm going to turn the pasta off soon. Here is the cheese. So I've got about 200 grams of red Leicester and 200 grams of medium cheddar. Like a little bit of the cheddar and just let that, mix that in. I also didn't say that I have seasoned this sauce with some of my all-purpose. I put that in everything, clearly. And I am actually going to drop a little bit of Old Bay in there as well. If you don't know, I do what I like with seasoning. So I don't follow the rules, you know? I don't. So just gonna let that mix in first. So you just want to put a little bit at a time, not a little bit at a time necessarily, but the first little bit of cheese that you put in, you just need to make sure that you just let that melt in entirely before you start adding the rest. About half of my red Leicester cheese. Yeah, what is going on? Do you see how thick and shiny it is? Yeah, still melting. The cheese is still melting, and I love the fact that the red Leicester melts and gives it like a bit of an orange tint. A little bit more of that, and I do want to keep some behind for the top of both cheeses. And yeah, don't scrimp on cheese because it is macaroni cheese, so good. Look at that. You can't tell me that that cheese sauce don't look good. Does that look good? All right, anyway, just came out of the dishwasher. So I'm going to, I'm just going to put the macaroni or the fusilli. You can season the pasta. I'm just gonna put a little bit more pepper on it. I'm gonna start putting the cheese sauce on. Can you see? This is gonna be so, oh yes. Oh, let's turn that off. Okay, so just gonna mix it in. Yes. Bit more. Just hold that so it doesn't slide around. Okay. Okay. A bit overkill, to be honest, but it's okay. We like a creamy mac and cheese. Okay, so now that that is all done and looks good, put the cheese on. So I'm gonna mix, you see, I'm gonna mix this cheese together. So I've got the red Leicester and the cheddar mixed together because they're obviously different colors, and then I'm just going to tap it. I could have put some prawns in there actually. I was gonna take some shrimp out of the freezer, but I didn't bother in the end. But you can always just you can put some shrimp in there. That would be delicious. So maybe at Christmas when I'm preparing the mac and cheese, I'm probably gonna do it with shrimp. Okay, so the mac and cheese has gone in, and I'm just going to check on these lovely looking vegetables. They're not ready yet, but I just want to shift them about just so they don't end up sticking. You've got to, I did try to keep these separately because the purple carrots can bleed, so they've bled onto this yellow one. Not that it's a major thing, but you know, if you didn't want it to change the color, just be mindful of that. So just shifting them about a bit, and then I'm just going to chuck them back in. They need another 15 minutes or so, so about as long as the macaroni cheese will be in there. And then I'm going to plate up. I'm just about to plate up, but I just want to show you the lamb. Do you see how succulent? Do you see how it just pulls away from the bone? Yeah. That's succulent, juicy lamb.
Keep it up one more minute. Keep it up, you're so great. Standing, talking, you got me checkmate. No one's watching or nothing. I have cleared out the room, also that you can get to be the big spoon. Ooh, cuddle me blue. Take me to the edges of you. Call me